for sure. All right. Hey guys, or should I say, hey beasties. So, welcome back, my beautiful misfits and my truth seekers, my crown chasers. Those are for my pageant people. And all around, thank you for tuning in. This one I actually went live for, and I'm actually live on 4 different platforms. I have a behind the scenes on my TikTok because I feel like this is the first episode of the Poison Daily that is TikTok friendly. Then obviously YouTube, Twitch, and Instagram. So welcome, my beautiful misfits or my little beasties. And this is the Poisonous Daily. And I am your mistress of misfits, Chris Valkyrie. So thank you guys for tuning in. They may be guests, there may not be guests, but this episode is an interesting one. This episode is Miss Universe 2025 Crown and Chaos and Corruption. So yeah, and to me, like I said before, pageantry is my thing. I've been doing it for a very long time. I've held over almost 21, and I held a current state title for Miss Activist. I am a pageant coach. I am a pageant judge. I love what I do. And I love it. It's helped me be the woman I am today. It's helped me so much with my public speaking and my real world attributes, especially when it comes to interviewing. Um, Everyone knows that's not easy. And honestly, I could tell you, people say I'm great at it, but I actually think I'm horrible at it. But oh, baby. As you guys know, if you follow me, I gave you my top 30 based on what I've seen uh, through preliminaries. And I'm gonna go through that. Let's see if I could bring the pictures up. So, image file. So, my top 30. Here we go. So, this is the first set of my top 30. And honestly, when I originally did my top 30, it was actually top 50. And then I had to recount and be like, shit, I gotta bring this down to 30. It's so hard. So yeah. Okay, I don't think it's showing. It's like giving me a hard time. So I'm just going to read off my top 30. So my top 30, okay, based on preliminaries before I get into this conversation. Well, I'm gonna read them out. So, but yeah, today, oh baby, we are going to definitely be diving into the sparkliest snake pit, I guess you can say, this year. Miss Universe 2025. It has been a duckery since before they landed in Thailand. Um, so I did my top 30. Remember, Miss Universe is our Super Bowl, Miss USA, Miss America. These are competitions we sit our little butts down and we literally watch with our eyes wide open, watching every little thing, reading every little thing on social media, going to our pageantry gossip. I have my own pageant gossip group, and boy, was it literally just eating popcorn. And then reading these comments, oh my God, it's just like sitting there eating popcorn. So I'm going to give you my top 30. It was Bolivia, Botswana, Canada, Costa Rica, Cuba, Santo Domingo, or for those that don't understand, Dominican Republic, France, Great Britain, Ghana, Guadeloupe, Guinea, Guyana, Iraq, Italy, Jamaica, Laos, Lebanon, Malta, Mexico, Nepal, Pakistan, Palestine, Philippines, Portugal, Puerto Rico, Singapore, Spain, Thailand, Trinidad and Tobago's, Turks, and Caicos. That was my top 30 based on what I saw. And now, for those of you who don't know, pageants are judged in a certain particular way. Um, in order to get the top 30, it is the highest scoring top 30 girls from their preliminary competitions. Um, and then interviews. So it's the one-on-one interviews with the judges, um, swimwear, national costume, formal wear. That's how we got our top 30. That's how I got my top 30, except for the interview part. But I did see and read the girls' bios, looked into what their platforms were. Then, now when it comes down to the top 15, which I would say is not the same. So it was Costa Rica, Cuba, that's 2. Great Britain, Santo Domingo, Guadeloupe, uh, Guyana, Palestine, Philippines, Puerto Rico, Thailand, Trinidad, and Tobago. That was my top 12. Um, so that's the top 12 I came up with. Uh, oh wait, I think I missed people. Uh, Math wasn't my subject. Sorry, people. Um, I think I missed. Hold on. I want to make sure I didn't get it wrong. So, from what I could tell you, my top 12 was Costa Rica, Cuba, Dominican Republic, Great Britain, Guadeloupe, Guyana. So, how many was that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Philippines, Palestine, I have an 8. Puerto Rico, Thailand, Trinidad, and Tobago, Turks and Caicos. Okay, so 9, 10, 11, 12. That was my top. So now, like I said, I'm going off of what I did. So now I'm going to give you my top 5, and then we're going to get into their top 5 and top 30 and top 12, and you already know the duckery that happened. Top 5, and I'm doing it in no random order. I'm just going in country order. Santo Domingo, which is Dominican Republic, if you guys don't understand. Philippines, Puerto Rico, Thailand, and Trinidad and Tobago. That was my top 5. Okay. So now I am going to give you their top 30. India, Guadeloupe, China, Thailand, Santo Domingo, Brazil, Rwanda, Cote d'Ivoire, Colombia, Netherlands, Cuba, Bangladesh, Japan, Puerto Rico, USA, Mexico, Philippines, Zimbabwe, Costa Rica, Malta, Chile, Canada, Miss Universe Latina, which I don't think they should have, Croatia, Venezuela, Guatemala, Palestine, Nicaragua, France, Paraguay. So that's their top 30. Now we're going to go to their top 12, which I really don't understand. Chile, Colombia, Cuba, Guadeloupe, Mexico, Puerto Rico, Venezuela, China, Philippines, Thailand, Malta, Cote d'Ivoire. I'm probably saying that wrong, so please excuse me. So that is their top 12. Now, do I agree with, from what I saw with their top 5? I'm just going to give you their top 5 first. Thailand, Philippines, Venezuela, Mexico, y Cote d'Ivoire. Do I agree with what I saw with their top 5? 4 out of 5. I agree with them. My 4 out of 5 would have probably just been Portugal, Thailand, Philippines, and Venezuela. Those are the only ones that I agree with. Mexico's performance was average, in my opinion, not to the standings of a Miss USA staged. I've seen a lot better. Her answer, horrible. The ranking is off. My runners up were Mexico for 4th runner up, Thailand 3rd runner up, Philippines and Venezuela I was back and forth with, but Philippines came in second place, Venezuela first, and Kosovo was my Miss Universe. They all handled that question beautifully, a lot better than Miss Mexico. Um, and then after hearing the duckery that's going on and all the other controversies and things that are going on, which is what we'll be getting into, is actually considered fraud. It's not. She wants to talk about fair sportsmanship because a lot of queens didn't congratulate her and they walked off the stage. Um, I don't think it's queen-like or proper sportsmanship when you have a personal relationship with somebody or your father is doing business with somebody that could influence the judges or um put you in that position that you just got. Um Basically the crown was stolen from a person that actually deserved it and would have been a beautiful representation of Miss Universe. But like I says, this year the pageant gave us gowns, glam, fierce queens, and a lot of behind the scenes. There was scandals, suspicious scores, shady favoritism. Sorry, I'm a little thirsty. And allegations thicker than a whole. Actually, it's thicker than anything that you need to hold your pearls like a telenovela plot. So get ready, grab some popcorn, snacks, secure your wigs, get hydrated, smoke up, get ready for this rabbit hole that I've gotten down. And honestly, I'm gonna put it this way: before I heard the scandal about Mix Mexico, I was actually very happy that she won because of what she went through. But after going down this rabbit hole, I don't think she deserves the crown. Uh, she didn't win it fairly. So let's talk. Let's set this stage. The crown, the brand, and the pressure because people don't understand the pressure pageant girls, women go through. It is like when I do a pageant and I get home, I need to seriously unwind. I think the overload you get from pageantry is more than the overload that you get from doing cosplay. That's just my opinion. Please don't take my opinion as for anyone else's opinion. Like I said, I'm just speaking my piece, my thoughts, my experiences. Don't take it personal. If you take it personal, there's something wrong with you. Um, but even before we get into the drama, let's talk about what Miss Universe used to stand for and what it's struggling to actually be now. Miss Universe was a pageant that was so original. Empowerment, advocacy, global representation, a place where women from all nations could shine for their intelligence, culture, bravery, and purpose. And it's like the Olympics. You see all these countries come together for an amazing week and competition. And now, what it seems like, it's starting to not even seem like, it's starting to feel like a corporate Hunger Game sponsored by whoever could cut the biggest check. Um, and in 2025, the pressure was super sky high. Um, Declining in ratings, financial instability reports, new ownership controversy. There was controversy of the past ownership and the owner before that one and the owner before that one. Fans demanding transparency. We've always demanded it. Before, they just used to do the shadiness without us really seeing it. It was just all theory and ¿cómo se dice? What's the word I'm looking for? What are uh, I forgot, it'll come to me later. It conspiracy theories, and now it's just, like, full force, you see it, there's no hiding the conspiracy theories, it's no longer a theory, it's, like, solid facts, and people are coming with receipts, and then the contestants expecting safety, fairness, and respect, and then instead, many reported chaotic rehearsal schedules, favoritism from staff members, judges kept in the dark, rules that change every day or day to day, and contestants honestly feeling very confused and intimidated. When empowerment slips into exploitation, you definitely know a storm is coming, and it's not a little storm, it's the big storm, a big storm. So, let's make our way to backstage beauty and backstage BS. Um, let's talk to you behind that velvet curtain or screens, however they wanna put it now. Um, several contestants anonymously because they're really scared of, retaliation, describe things like late night rehearsal without breaks, no show from key staff, um, inconsistency with instruction, security lapse, sponsors roaming backstage where they shouldn't be. Come on, people. It's it's not it's not looking pretty, and as I got down this rabbit hole, oh boy, I was and I'm telling you, my pageant family gossip chat is steamy, like, the videos we've been finding, the information that we've been getting. Oh my god, I just have to give a big shout out to my pageants and family gossip chat, Nicole, Lauren, and James, because bro, they just helped me write my whole script for this show. Like, it's insane. So in addition to that, one contestant said it felt like a polished disaster. And like I said, these contestants are staying anonymous because we know how when people whistleblow, if you don't have certain backings, there's a retaliation on a whole other level. So I kind of understand where these girls are coming from. Another called it an organized chaos with no organization. Looks like pageants are not just stressful, that's what pageants are. They're just freaking stressful. But it looked like this pageant wasn't just stressful, which is usually normal. It was beyond the duckery of stress. It was just pure mayhem and overstimulating of chaos. And not even good one, because you know us misfits, we sure love our chaos, but it's that positive good energy chaos. Um but when multiple contestants from different countries describe the same patterns, my advice to everyone is we gotta pay attention. These girls did not know each other prior to this week. They knew of each other. They probably started following each other, but they did not know each other. And they described the same thing and same patterns. And half of these girls don't even talk the same language or are able to communicate without a translator with each other. So, how are they describing the same thing and we're not paying attention? So, you know, fan favorites end up mysteriously dropped. Um, it makes no sense. And I'm seeing this not as just a person looking in on the outside like you guys, I'm seeing this as a well well coached, well trained, experienced pageant contestant and pageant title holder. Um, it's hard. So here's when people I think really start clutching their pearls. Like, come on, let's start clutching those pearls, people, because the placements, not all of them, some of those placements did match the performance, but some of them didn't. And I watched. I watched 1 or 2 times. I spent my whole day after work watching and rewatching and looking at I even made a list of my favorite introductions, and why I'm on here and talking about introductions, ladies, that adding that extra, or yelling or bending down to go to a mic. I don't know who coached you or who's telling you to do that, but please stop. It looks really bad. Keep it simple. Keep it simple. It's more elegant. It's more proper. It's not a whole thing. It's literally it should just be Chris Valkyrie, New York. Or if you're representing New United States, Chris Valkyrie, United States. Or Puerto Rico, Chris Valkyrie, Puerto Rico or Puerto Rico. Like, simple, not the I think there's a girl that does videos and she actually makes fun of them and they're actually hilarious. I think she did a or no, perfect example. I think it wasn't it was somebody and they just like, "Uh, no. No, don't do it. It looks really bad. It looks really, really bad." I don't if I was a judge, I would just one, when I judge, I already have a straight face. But you would lose a point with me. Honestly, you like and if you're very fake, you're definitely losing or you're like overcoached, you're definitely losing points with me. Um, but I made my list. I noticed everything. So in my opinion, the ones that had good intros, I'm gonna give you the good intros. Argentina, Bahamas, Bangladesh, um, Belize, Brazil, Cayman Islands, Czech Republic, Santo Domingo, for those who don't know what I'm saying, Dominican Republic, Ecuador, Great Britain, India, Japan, Kazakhstan, Korea, Lebanon, Mexico, Namibia, New Zealand, Nicaragua, Paraguay, Peru, Poland, Puerto Rico. I'm not just saying because I'm Puerto Rican, but she had an amazing introduction, people. Please learn from her, my pageant people. Serbia, Singapore, Trinidad and Tobago, United Arabic think Venezuela had a very, 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 very good introduction. And Zimbabwe had an awesome introduction. Also, and love the tattoo girl. I love seeing pageant girls with tattoo on the stage. I come from a generation where it was considered taboo. I did have a second list for introductions. I had a list for girls that had nice dresses. Nice dresses. Aruba, Angola, Belgium, Bolivia, Bostani, Bulgaria. I literally have in quotes what was with that intro. Canada, Cuba, Estonia, Finland, France, Ghana, Guadeloupe, Hong Kong, Indonesia, Laos, Malta, Netherlands, Portugal, Romania, Thailand, and Turks and Caicos. Now, when we come to national costumes, um, I'm gonna give you my list, and I'm gonna give you the best. It was Bangladesh, Bolivia, Bonaire, Sri Lanka, Egypt, Netherlands, Mexico, Haiti, Czech Republic, Curacao, Nicaragua, Panama, Brazil, Paraguay, Zimbabwe, Malta, Peru, Guyana, Puerto Rico. Oh my god, my girl, not only did she have the most amazing and most beautiful, beautiful, I think out of every single Miss Puerto Rico national costume, that one is the best. That is the number 1 Miss Puerto Rico costume, and then I just love how she snuck in a talent. Oh my god, gorgeous. Philippines, it's not the winner for me. It's my number 1, but it was amazing. Philippines, Colombia, Ukraine, Dominican Republic of Congo, Tanzania, Japan, Estonia, Iraq, Switzerland, France, St. Lucia, Bulgaria, Venezuela was my winner. That girl had a whole turtle with her. She had a whole coral reef. That was the best freaking costume of Miss Universe 2025. That was my winner, Miss Venezuela. And then my third runner up was Santo Domingo, and um, Great Britain was my fourth runner up, and then who was Thailand was my fourth runner up. So back to what I was saying, I ended at Venezuela, Bahamas, Cambodia, Cayman Islands, China, Cote d'Ivoire, Santo Domingo, Estonia, Great Britain, Greece. I didn't like the costume so much, but I loved the meaning behind it to take back our history. Um, Guadeloupe, Guinea, India, Jamaica, Korea, Kyrgyzstan, Laos, New Zealand, Nicaragua, Nigeria, Spain. It was nice, but I felt like it was more carnival than a national costume. Tanzania, Thailand, and Trinidad and Tobago. Those were my national costumes. So I told you I dug deep in this rabbit hole. Um so that's where we are. Um then we're going to go back to this. Fan favorites. Who killed it? As you see, I had a list. And I'm pretty sure like the pageant people that are like me had their list. We sit there with our phones, we'll sit there with pads. We are doing the work. We are acting like the judges. To see if and honestly, I haven't even really compared the list physically yet. I do know off the top of my head some of it matches. Um but the fan favorites who slay it were cut early. Contestants who struggled publicly somehow advance. Stronger speakers were ignored when this is supposed to be a platform to advocate and allow women to advocate for themselves and is practically all about speech. Um And women who had their momentum all year long suddenly disappear from the scoreboard. Uh, Pageant expertise compared past years' judging behaviors and notice scores didn't align with visible performance. Finals lacked consistency. Judging categories weren't explained and contestants' feedback was non-existent, like, it did not exist all, literally at all. Some even described it as result sheets that were pre-decided. Um, and when the placements don't match the talent or the performance, the audience needs to start talking and advocate for these girls because, bro, it's not fair for them. These girls put their heart, soul, mental, physical being into this competition. It is a lot for these women. Um, and then we had two judges that recused themselves. And one went very public and started speaking out and giving a breakdown, even said who was going to win prior to her even winning. Um, and he's looking to take legal action against it. He exposed my man exposed, and he has receipts. Let me tell you, he said he recorded conversation, has emails, he got it all. I don't know what they're gonna do, but my man got receipts and he came with those receipts. So yeah, it's a lot. And if you haven't been following it, it's all over the place. Um the videos, there's people doing TikToks making fun of it. Um there are people just commenting on it. I've seen the conversations. Honestly, sometimes I just go look at a post just to see what people are commenting. And a lot of them are being very vocal. Former Miss Universes are being very vocal about it. A few of them were on the judges panel and they did not agree. Their reactions were even recorded. Um, there's also a video of Mexico's brother standing up in advance and preparing himself for the victory before she's even called. Anytime someone's called, it is a shocker to everyone. That's when you get that reaction from the crowd, kind of reaction. So, um, hold on, guys. Uh, um, that reaction means everything to an actual winner or people actually not knowing what it's supposed to be. Listen, I've done many pageants, and I remember when I did my first international pageant. Like, I was like, "I'm gonna do this. I'm just gonna give it a shot. I don't know. I'm probably not gonna win, but hey, let me try it out. Let me just give it a shot." I was doing it for the fun and the experience and a learning experience to prepare me to do USA and go international. So it was like my first international pageant, and I didn't expect to go far. I was just being myself and transparent. I tried to be not as unapologetic when I do pageants, and I'm very well behaved and mannered and perfect pageant etiquette. Um, but I I got top 5. Like, when it called me top 20, I was like, "Okay, I could do this." And then I got called top 10. I was like, "Okay, this is as far as I go." Like, I was like, "Okay, I'm not going any farther than this." And when I got called for top 5, I was like, um actually, there was top 10 and then it went straight into top 5, and you got your order, but I was in the top 5, and when I got called for 3rd runner up, I was reacting like I won queen and literally was on stage and said, "Oh, SH exclamation point T," like, quietly, because I was just like, "Oh my god, I actually did this." Like, I I did top 5 on an international level. Like, I don't care if it's 3rd, I still placed high on an international level, and that's the reaction that we're supposed to get, and that's the same reaction that we're supposed to get from the entire crowd that's watching it. Like, no one's supposed to know. And this big allegation, this is where we step into really dangerous, um messy and very suspicious territory. Um, None of this is proven yet, even though Mr. Omar, I can't remember his last name, I just remember his first name. I know he's a Lebanese composer. He composes beautiful music, and he has a business. He's the only one that really has the facts, and the other well, not even the facts, that has the evidence, along with the former Miss Universes that judged and saw that their scoring wasn't matching the lineup. And the people that are involved, and I guess we're never gonna know unless they plan on giving us that transparency that we're asking for. So it's like none of this is proven, but it was reported by multiple sources, contestants, bloggers, former staff, and insiders who are being that whistleblower and risking it all to just speak up for these women who were unfairly, I guess you could say, manipulated, to believe that they were competing in a competition that was going to judge them on their performance fairly and properly, and they weren't. These allegations include score manipulation, sponsor influence, backstage lobbying. I'm tongue tied. I'm so sorry. It has been a long week. Um, Backstage lobbying, pressure on the judges, preferred contestants receiving special treatment, missing and altered score sheets, a private elimination system that was unknown to the official judges, high franchise fees for country advancing, usually for oh, sorry, for I said for, I mean far. High fran I don't know. High franchise fee countries advancing, usually far. Um, I think another example was the universe people posted saying this is the official paper, and there's a top 5. It's supposed to be 4th runner-up, 3rd runner-up, 2nd runner-up, 1st runner-up, queen. There's only 4 people on the paper. Where the hell is the 1st runner-up, bro? Like, someone came up with a fake document to say it's the original document, and they didn't know how to account and think people were gonna actually sit here and not freaking look at it. Um, so, you know, another insider claimed that the top 5 didn't match what the judges submitted. So here the whistleblowers are coming, and they're doing their thing. They're blowing the whistle. And I'm not saying that, so if you guys are thinking something else, please get your head out together. Another said points were entered digitally by people not on the judging panel. So that, I'm gonna put it in layman's terms. People that weren't official judges were entering scores for the contestants. Again, these are all allegations, but there's multiple whistleblowers that have the actual evidence, and one of them plans on going forward and taking legal action, that he hired one of the most prestigious law firms in New York City to basically take litigation action. And you know, these are allegations, but he has the facts. But where's that smoke coming from? Because there's a whole lot of smoke, and we're feeling it and seeing it and smelling it over here and all over the country. I would have loved to have other people with experiences, but you know, it doesn't even, it can't even happen like that. But in a sense, in my experience, in my opinion, as a pageant coach, pageant judge, an expert in pageantry, a contestant, a former title holder, and a current title holder for another international pageant, Miss Activist World. Um, do I think Miss Universe 2025 was fair? Absolutely not. I gave you my top 30, which was originally a top 50, and I very due diligently made my top 30. And then seeing uh the pageant itself and judging based on what I saw, my top 12, and then my top 5 based on that experience. And then my order, it doesn't matter up. And then judging the order their top 5 that they gave us based on their question that they were asked on I think the question was what would you do as or something of that extent, typical pageant question. I like when they give random questions. That's just my opinion. What would you do if you win the title of Miss Universe? And Court Cortu, I'm probably butchering it. I'm so bad with names, but Cortu had the best answer. The second best answer after her was Venezuela. After Venezuela, it was Philippines, Thailand, Mexico. No offense, my 7-year-old would answer that question better than her, and she just started her first new pageant. I know pageant little girls that are in a princess division or a junior preteen or sweetheart or whatever type of pageant that are the age of um 9 to 10 that can answer that question a whole lot better than Miss Mexico. I've seen it. I've judged it. I know little girls, younger girls than her, with less experience answer that question better than Miss Mexico. And that's my honest opinion. Based on what I saw, um, there was there I kind of agree with what the whistleblowers and a lot of the fans and people are saying. Um, their lineup doesn't add up. The only thing I can't judge them on is interviews because we don't know what happens in interviews and how they answered those questions. The only question that we can judge them on or any public speaking aspect is their introduction, the times that they hold interviews with media, um, and the onstage question. So do I think corporate influence is getting worse? Absolutely. Um, is the crown for sale? Absolutely. The crown is for sale. It is no longer based on a woman or a young girl's hard work and talent and performance. Um, I've heard many stories. Um, my cousin was actually there. I haven't gotten a chance to pick her ear, but I'm pretty sure when she gets back to the States, it's gonna be a nice long phone conversation with her. And the organization's responses are hilarious, by the way. Um, oh, before I even get to that, the whole other chaos that happened was when I probably butcher his name, Nuat, disrespected Miss Mexico for whatever reason. I felt bad for her that like and I thought she handled it well, but now with everything that I've been reading and seeing, I'm starting to believe that it was like premeditated, like it was all stage. Like it was just all staged. Like my mom made a comment because She hasn't been following the way it did, and once I explained the whole situation to my mom and everything and, like, her performance, my mom's then like, "Oh, then she doesn't deserve the crown." So, basically, just explaining everything to my mom, who's also a pageant judge, a pageant mom, and a pageant grandma, my mom can tell you that the crown does not belong to her, especially when I told her that her granddaughter could answer the on-stage question than she did. And then my other thing is, if English is not your first language, ask for a translator. There's nothing wrong with it. They can't take points off of you because you don't use a translator. You speak in the language that's most comfortable with you. I'm not comfortable speaking Spanish. I speak Spanglish because I was forced to speak English, but and I go back and forth even when I speak English, because sometimes, like, I can't think of a word, but I'll say it in Spanish. And when I'm speaking Spanish, I can't think of a word or what the word is, and I'll say it in English. So that's why I say I speak Spanglish. But if your first language is not English, do not give your answer in English. Give it in Spanish and make sure the translator that's translating your information or your statement speaks that dialect. Because people like all people that speak Spanish know what they're saying. No, there's different dialects of Spanish. Every word has a different meaning in different countries. Not all the dialects. Yes, we can communicate to a certain level, but you kind of have to think of words in a respectful manner of words. The best the best example I could give you is, one, I'm married to a Dominican man, and what we call canepas in Puerto Rico, in Santo Domingo, it is limoncilla. What we call passion fruit in Puerto Rico, it's bacha para nosotros. It's passion. It's bacha for us. For people in Santo Domingo, it's chinola. And when my husband goes to Puerto Rico and he'll ask for it, he'll say his lingo, and then I have to remind him, babe, it's this. And when I get to San Domingo, I literally have to think or just ask him to just speak for me, because it is it is really different. It's not the same in Mexico. There there now is our later, and our now is their later. So that's the perfect example. Um, if you speak South American, Mexican, get a person that speaks either your country or South American or Mexican language. If you're translated, the same thing for people in Italy, um, or other countries, get a translator that speaks your lingo, especially Spanish speaking people. That's something I always advise. So if your language, English is not your strong suit, you should not be answering your onstage question in English. So that's my other opinion. So the organization responded, Miss Universe released a statement, and a cute one, a vague one. Um, Please stop asking questions. One, they just want it to all go away and disappear and act like we didn't witness the duckery that happened all week long and since before they got to Thailand. So uh to break it down to their PR language, the inconsistency and why the public isn't satisfied, then highlight their promises of an internal review, uh, examining protocols, and commitment to fairness. And how you know, and now you know, um, how I feel about internal reviews, how we investigate ourselves and find out, oh, wait, am I wording this wrong? Um, and how they know they feel about internal reviews and how they investigated themselves and found out they were perfect. Sure. Okay, girly, you're so perfect. You didn't do nothing wrong, and it's not like social media exists and people are not calling the BS. Come on. Come on, I gotta give it to these little social media detectives. They be pulling stuff that like some professional detectives can't even pull. So like who are you fooling? Who are you fooling? And then you got people like me and my other pageant family members like we're not gonna get these facts. Um it's not happening. It's not happening. You can't fool people. Uh But my concern, my biggest concern, because I feel for them so wholeheartedly. I've been in their shoes. I know what they've endured all week long. Like people don't understand the after pageant overload of degressing and just like recentering yourself that us pageant girls or pageant judges or pageant coaches have to do. Um, we're gonna talk about the real impact on the queens. This right here is a serious conversation, and for me, this is personal because I like I said, I know how these girls feel. Um, we're gonna talk about what really matters, and that's the women themselves. These women or queens spent years preparing financially, emotionally, spiritually, socially, academically. Many use their platforms to fight for causes like violence prevention, education, LGBTQ plus equality, human rights, environmental rights, animal rights, domestic violence, mental health awareness. I could keep going. And when an organization, another tongue tie, when an organization mishandles their efforts, it truly hurts. It's, I want to cry for them right now. It's not just a knife through the heart, it breaks you. It hurts deeply. Like I said, these girls spent a whole year and maybe 2 years preparing for this moment financially, emotionally, spiritually, socially, academically, professionally. Like this was everything to them. And some contestants felt silent. Um, some felt undervalued, and some even and still feel unsafe speaking up about the situation and are afraid to publicly come forward and be the whistleblower the way some of the people are being, like Mr. Omar. Um, and honestly, like, personally, this is where my advocacy kicks in because when women are afraid to speak, something is very, very deeply wrong. And if you think I'm wrong, then no offense to you and respectfully, go get your head checked. Everyone deserves the right to speak their opinion, to be heard, to be seen, and to be respected. Everyone could have different opinions and get along with each other. I prove it multiple times on a daily basis, and I prove it with this podcast. So this is basically my closing because we are coming to an end, my little beasties. So I'm going to give you my truth. you know, my little venomous lashing. And if I get emotional, please understand I am feeling for these women. They were so unfairly done, so dirty. It's beyond another level. So here's my truth. Miss Universe 2025 exposed the cracks of, or not even of, exposed the cracks in the crown. You can't scream empowerment while silencing women. You can't preach for fairness when the scores smell like pure corruption. And you can't celebrate diversity while letting money talk louder than the merit and the performance that was done. The Miss Universe brand is truly at a crossroads. Um, Either it evolves for the best or it completely collapses under the weight of its own glittery lies. Um, Give me a second. So yeah, I'm gonna get emotional. Um, to the contestants, to these very women who were truly overlooked, I hear you. I see you. I saw everything. Um, oh my god, I can't believe the Valkyrie is getting emotional on camera. Um, so yes. Oh my god. To the women who were overlooked, we see you, we hear you. To the contestants who were brave enough to speak up, we stand with you. And oh boy, do I stand with you. And if you need me to speak up for you, I'm more than happy to do it. Trust me, I am. Um, and to the organization hiding behind that big PR wall, we're watching you. We truly are watching you. We're watching every move and every single comments and every single video that you post, fans post, queens post, staff, makeup artists, designers, artists. We're watching it all. And we are especially watching Mr. Omar with his threat of taking litigation action. Um, so we're watching. And hey guys, I'm Chris Valkyrie, your mistress of misfits, and thank you for tuning in. This Poisonous Daily, as you see, is I hope my mascara is not running. But oh wait, no, it's James Eli. His mascara don't run. Um like I said, this has been one Poisonous Daily episode. So remember, the truth stings. It stings really well, the truth. It stings. Lies kill, and baby, the poison sometimes. Well, in my sense, with Poisonous Daily, the poison always purified. And if you can't handle it, I don't know what to tell you. Bye, guys. Thank you for tuning in. And I'll see you guys really soon. Next episode is even more interesting. Bye, guys.